Greetings and welcome to another round of Master Phil in Your Corner. This is episode number 104, Children, Transgenders, or an Army of Eunuchs. So before we get into this, let's first thank our sponsors. Of course, philross.com, Kettlebells, bodyweight, self-defense, martial arts, virtual and in-person training, virtual through Patreon at Master Phil Ross. If you just want me, there's over 150 videos there, plus education. And I'm also on Burn Along, and that will grant you access to over 2,000 other instructors. I have a couple of books out there, Survival Strong and Ferocious Fitness, as well as the Kettlebell Workout Library, all available on Amazon. Seminars and certifications through the Body Bell Method, the minimalist approach to strength and fitness. It's both ACE and NASM certified. We have Survival Strong for defensive tactics and body conditioning, as well as weapons training. P3 Training Group, plan, prepare, and protect in-person online courses and workshops for civilians and law enforcement for active threat training. Health is a Wealth, the virtual community outreach platform for mental and physical health, wellness, fitness, and education. So here we are. We have pleased and honored to have two very special guests today. We have Kim Mama Bear Reicks and her partner in crime, Michelle Lindell. Welcome, ladies. How are you?
Hello. Thanks, Phil, for having us on. This is such a pleasure.
Yeah, the things that, you've seen me on Instagram, I've seen you and on social media, and I love what you're doing, love what you stand for. And there's a lot of things out there that people aren't even talking about when it comes to this push of this transgender. And I'll tell you, honestly, I think it's 100% evil. Right? Yep. It's demonic. I don't know if you just heard Tyrese, the guy he's in Fast and the Furious, right? He was talking about it, how like the devil is being pushed to the forefront, and like Jesus is kind of like a good luck token. I mean, people used to hide the devil. Now they're putting it up everywhere. And I think that this is just just a disgusting disservice that we're doing to our kids and allowing it to happen and allowing these evil people to take control. So give us a little background about yourselves, and then we're going to tackle this subject.
Yeah. Hey everyone, I'm Kimberly, known as the Iowa Mama Bear. My journey started when my daughter, who was in kindergarten at the time and just turned 6 years old, got mass abused by her school. She ended up getting a staph infection on her face. We got a medical exemption to take the mask off, but then the school decided that segregation was the best thing for her. So they literally put her on one side of the room and away from all the other kids. And this mama bear wasn't having it. So I was beginning to speak up. So I spoke up and I made a ruckus, and I'm like, you know what? You are not doing this, not only to my kid, but you're not doing it to any other kid either. So with my efforts on speaking about this in public at the Reawaken tours with Clay Clark and General Flynn, I was able to help get the law passed here in Iowa to take masks off all children K through 12.
That's a double thumbs up.
Thank you. But my journey didn't stop there. That was just the tip of the iceberg, because then came in the pornographic books that were being read to our children in school. And now the whole LGBTQ thing going on with like, what are you? Are you a boy? Are you a girl? Are you trans? Are you not? This whole thing is just spiraling. And with the help of many Iowans here in Iowa, this year, we were able to help get the law passed to prohibit all pornographic books in schools, in Iowa's public schools. So those are not allowed in schools anymore. We also got...
Also, there is no transitioning of children in Iowa anymore. They just passed that law, and any medications and anything like that is prohibited. And that is...
Bless you.
Yeah. There's a lot of lobbying by all of the top groups in Iowa. It was a group effort to get everyone to go ahead and email the legislators and let them know as a whole that Iowa was not okay with it. And so they, with what we said, and they passed that law. And thank God, because it's a personal issue for me. I don't give a lot of details, but there is a child in my life who's demanding testosterone, and it sucks being in that type of situation and having it not only affect the child, but the dynamics of the entire family, and lots of fighting that goes on and all of that stuff that goes along with it, because one parent is for it, the other parent isn't for it, and then you're stuck in the middle with stuff, and it's dirty and ugly and it's evil, and it needs to be fought against, because these children have no chance when they have children. They have teachers affirming it, therapists affirming it, one of the parents affirming it, friends that are already on it, and it's just all around them, all encompassing, and you only have one or two adults in their life that are saying, wait a minute, hold up, this is not right. No. And they won't listen to you because everyone else around them is just on the woke train. And
it's sad because our kids are so impressionable at this age.
Yeah.
You know, when I did this stunt, when I went and dressed in drag in front of our school board, and that made public, like, worldwide news, you know, a lot of people came and attacked me for that, saying that was nasty. You shouldn't be wearing that stuff. Like, no, duh. Like, but this is okay for a 21-year-old male to come into our schools dressed like that and perform for minor children.
Doing the exact same moves that he does at the gay bar that he works at. Exact same.
I did not do those moves, people. I have more class than that.
See, well, first, just one thing. You being from Iowa, you have great wrestling out there. Being a wrestling coach myself, and actually, I'm a mindset coach for wrestlers, and I have people all over the country that I train. So, but that's my wrestling side. But the thing that people are not paying attention to, this one thing, there's a physiological transformation of these children. Okay, you have children that they're trying to transition with the tuck shorts at 2 and 3 years old, to taking off the breasts at 14, 15 years old, giving testosterone shots, removing of the genitals or chemical castration. All these things happening to kids who are underage. Half of them can't even figure out what to eat for lunch. Okay,
right?
Or put on for clothing. But what about the long-term ramifications here? Do you know that once this is done, you have gone through this hormone therapy, you have lopped off body parts that were put on you by God, whether you're gay, straight, bi, whatever you are, you're not having an orgasm. It's not going to happen. So what are we doing? Are we creating an army of eunuchs out here? Is this the goal? I mean, is this what our state wants to do? I mean, look, you guys have it much better than I do, because I live in the People's Republic of New Jersey here. So, we got the Gestapo coming down on us with Phil Murphy, and I'm always, fighting against him. Technically, he's kind of my boss, but.
Oh, man.
Well, what they don't realize at 14, 15, 16, 17 is that it doesn't matter whether they want to be the opposite sex for the rest of their life or they want to transition back. Yeah. They are Big Pharma's money ticket for the rest of their life.
It's done. It's done. It's over. It's over.
That's all they want.
Yep. So look, how many times have we changed? How many times have we changed our minds about things? I mean, you're dating someone, you're all in love with them, and then 6 months later, you can't stand them. When you're this age. Or you may date someone for 5 years, and gosh, you outgrew them. Or maybe you're doing a different career. Career trained for, right? These kids, they don't understand, and you're going to go and put this onus upon them to make this decision that will ruin them, change them 100% for the rest of their lives. Do they realize that they're never going to achieve an orgasm?
And that's sad because nobody's talking about that.
No,
and they don't understand at that age what that even means.
Nope. And guess what?
The thing that can be.
Yeah, and guess what? They shouldn't understand it, because none of this crap should be covered in school. No one should be talking about this. You know what? How about we focus on, I don't know, reading, writing, math, science, things that are going to actually help you, instead of, which fifth bathroom to use, because, they got 97 letters. And the thing is, I am not against anyone as far as what their proclivities are, because I some people may differ from me here, but I believe that there are certain people that have proclivities for heterosexual and others have for homosexual activity, and the people who are very confused, I mean, they need help. That's why the suicide rate is so high. It's not from bullying, it's because these are confused people, and you have all these half-baked therapists telling them that they're okay, and they're not okay. They need help. And then you also have the other people who do the transition. And what is it? Something like I don't know how valid the statistic is because, you know, stats sometimes can be skewed one way or the other, but they said that 8 out of 10 people that are in the armed forces that transition want to transition back. Again,
That'd be 80%, right? That's the
yeah,
number that
that's a huge,
Yep.
and you look at the suicide rate, the self-harm rate, all of
That's
these
because they've
aspects.
transitioned.
Yeah.
And they
because
still have a hole in their heart.
because
Just
they-
like
transition-
somebody getting plastic surgery, like to make themselves better, like they get the breast augmentation, they get lipo, whatever. And then they look at themselves once they get to that stage. Well, this isn't enough. Like I
Right.
thought I'd be happier with this. And either they get them bigger or they get them taken completely out. I mean, I remember growing up as a child, I was a tomboy. Like,
Mhm.
believe it or not, I did not wear anything but black and white until I got until the ninth grade. Like, and then I finally bought a pink shirt. And I remember my dad distinctly coming into my room, like, is that a pink shirt? Are you okay? You know, because like
Are you okay?
I was that way. You know, I was a tomboy. I was raised by my dad. I lived on a farm. We were outside all the time. And God forbid a girl acts like a boy nowadays, because if that happens, oh, you want to be a
Get 'em
boy?
drugs.
Okay, let's go get you some testosterone. You know,
Yeah.
let's hack off your breasts. You know,
Yeah.
and it's
Right.
sad because
It
like
is.
I outgrew that stage.
You
But
know,
there's
and-
nothing wrong with being a tom girl.
No,
a
there's not.
tomboy.
You know, here's the other thing too, and this is why I'm particularly concerned about the women here, because there's been the biggest increase is in the transitioning of young women. Why?
Yep.
Look, I don't know. I'm assuming that you have, well, maybe you were teenagers at some point, but I've raised a couple of girls, and you know, one of them's right in that teenage period right now.
Right, honey.
But you know, women, teenagers and girls, when they're going through that age, are very awkward. They're very questioning. There's a lot of changes going on in their bodies, and some of them want it to stop. They don't know how to deal with it, so they figure, hey, maybe if I'm a boy, I don't have to deal with that. So some of them are thinking that, gosh, I'm going to be a boy and identify as a boy, and this is going to go away. Well, it's not going to go away. None of it goes away. Okay,
No.
It's just that you wind up destroying yourself, and then you will never have children if you've taken all these hormones and pulled body parts off.
Right. And they might not think about that right now. They'll be like, oh, I'm 14, 15 years old. I don't want kids anyways.
Right,
Well, any
right.
14 and 15-year-old should think that way. I don't want kids right now. But in the long run, once you reach the age of having kids, then you want them, and it's too late because you can't. They have taken out parts. They have like basically cut your body up into
Mutilated.
mutilated your body into like several pieces that you can't put back together.
You,
And
you,
no matter what you do.
you know, they always talk, oh, follow the science. Like they threw in our faces with the whole COVID nonsense, which
Whatever.
that can be another podcast. But
Yeah,
let's do
it.
yeah.
I got an earful for that too.
Oh man, I know I'm on the FBI watch list because I.
We are too, trust me.
So I know they got me.
Honestly, if you haven't been arrested at this point in time, I don't think I trust you.
Right, exactly. If you haven't been, I don't trust you. I don't even talk to you.
Nope, if you haven't been on the FBI list, kickoff list, something, I don't trust you.
You're not doing enough.
You know, but you want to talk about science here. Let's throw a little science fact that, again, these people are not talking about. Human beings are comprised of 20,000 genes. That's what makes us human, right? Of those genes, men and women's, the functionality of 6,500 of them have different functionality. So on a cellular level, we are different a full 1/3. How are you going to say that you're a boy in the morning and a girl in the afternoon? It doesn't work that way. You can't deny biology.
Nope.
Okay? So how come no one is speaking to this? This is fact. This is like in this thing called books. You know, and you can look it up on the internet if people want to read books. It's right there. I'm not making these
And
numbers
another
up.
thing is they say follow the science, right? Well,
Yeah.
where's in the science books that any kind of animal has ever transitioned
Right.
or that they're gay without some kind of chemical being put in? Because I want to say there was a study about frogs, but that was because they were getting fed chemicals and then they were turning into like, I think they were hermaphrodites or something like that. They're actually
Oh,
changing their
yeah.
sex.
Well, actually, yeah, well, you know what happened? Actually, you know what happens is some of these phthalates do affect the lower forms, like
Yes.
they malform the genitals and also the reproductive organs. And so that's what you got to be like the phthalates that we're putting into the systems,
Yeah.
they affected frogs, alligators, things like that. So I actually did a podcast on that a while ago.
Nice.
We'll have to go watch that.
Yeah, 'cause, like they sit there and say follow the science all the time, but where
Right.
is it? Where is
Oh,
the science
there's
besides
no-
that
no-
man's making it up? It's
It's
paid
the bought
for.
and paid for by big pharma
Mhm.
science that we're
Yes.
supposed to.
Yep. Hey, you know what? It's science fiction. And you know who's making money?
That's right.
Oh, here's another thing I want to throw out there. Let's talk about insurance. Okay. So when you're administering therapy to someone, there has to be a condition, right? So how are these people being treated by therapists? What are they being treated for? What are they marking down? Because this used to be considered a condition. The
Like a mental
dysphoria, right? So they used to have this. Now all of a sudden, no, it's a choice. No, it's not a choice. So how are you treating this? How are you billing the insurance companies? I want to understand that.
Well, they started with the one that I know of with anxiety, and it went into other things from there. But that's how that one started.
But I mean, like you have to have a billing code, and like if there's something mentally wrong with you, if you have a neck pain, they have to put neck pain in as your
Right.
thing. What are they putting in as this? Like gender
Oh, anxiety, but why do you have anxiety?
Yeah.
What was the reason for your anxiety?
And it's sad because like
Divorce,
insurance
family.
yeah.
Yeah.
Insurance companies pay for these people to get these children to
Yes.
get their bodies mutilated.
Yeah,
I couldn't say dysphoria before, so don't feel bad.
I'm just tongue-tied today. But I mean, but somebody who has had breast cancer or is going through some kind of chemo stuff, they're like, well, you're gonna have to come up with some of that money yourself in order to fix your body. But but a kid can go, and what makes me mad is that I had a tattoo done last October. And my son's like, oh, Mom, that's a really cool tattoo. Can we go get a tattoo? I had, yeah, you can get a tattoo. No, you can't.
No,
Not
you
till you're
can't.
18. Want to know why? Because it's permanent. You know what the guy said to us? It's permanent, and he might not want it later in life, so we can't do it.
I know.
And I'm just like,
Yep.
make it make sense.
seriously. And I mean,
You
it was
can't-
funny because we were rallying up at the Capitol about the books, getting the books taken out of the school. And I had a poster, and I was standing behind a news anchor, a local news anchor guy, and he was going to go live. But because of the way my poster read, he could not go live because it was too pornographic to show on TV. But yeah, it's okay for our kids to see it in school.
But it's okay to read to 4th and 5th graders in the classroom. It's perfect. It's perfect. It makes perfect sense.
So upside down.
Yeah.
So upside down.
But back to what I saw your eyes pop open.
Yeah.
I think when I said the divorced families, I do think they're pushing this onto the children who are coming from these broken homes because they know that they're
targets.
manipulated and they can get them.
Yep. They're easy targets.
And it's recruiting for them.
Yes, and you know what? And I'm telling you what the next step is. The next step is pedophilia, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to groom our kids because they're going to say, "Oh, it's safe with us. You can do it. You can be with us," and blah 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 blah.
We'll be your family.
And they're trying to not call them pedophiles anymore. They're trying to call them MAPs. Yeah.
Yep.
Minor attracted persons. Yeah, I'll attract you.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I have one thing for that. That's the Second Amendment. So I mean,
yeah. Well,
I was raped as a child.
Listen.
And I always say a dead pedophile doesn't reoffend. So, and if somebody's offensive because I'm calling them a pedo, well, honey,
stay away from our kids.
Go away.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
I get that all the time that I'm a homophobe or I'm a bigot because I don't agree with what they're doing to our children. And I'm like, if you're okay with it, you have an issue. Like they did this study on these moms that I think it was a broad questionnaire thing that they did, but asked their parents, would you kill for your kids? And like half these ladies are like, no, I wouldn't do it. I don't think so. And I'm like, if you won't kill for your kids, then you don't need kids. Like I will die for my children. I'm like, I will kill whoever gets in my child's way and harms my child in any way, shape, or form. I would I would not even hesitate.
Mm.
But these people, and it's sad because these kids are the ones who suffer.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
it's sad because I think a lot of parents do it for their own political reasoning and their own little,
Yeah.
it gives.
It's their virtue signaling. It's their virtue signaling. And they're sacrificing their children. They're making them sacrificial lambs for their ridiculous virtue signaling so they can be cool around the coffee club or wherever they're hanging out. Say,
The Democrat chair lady, the Democrat chair lady here in Ankeny, Amber Gufferson, she prays her little girl, oh, this is a bisexual, oh, it's bisexual. And then we have a teacher with a kindergartner. Okay, he might be first grade now, but she legally wanted to go change his name to Lily. And it was in the Iowa courts that she was trying to get his name changed. And then when we got the bill passed that says we're not affirming any kind of gender, the affirmation stuff, she went on the news and then said, I feel unsafe in Iowa. I don't feel welcomed here anymore. Why? Because we're not letting you freaking go after your child and use your child as your political pawn. Right. Yeah, I feel nothing for that woman.
Go to California; they'll help you out there.
Yeah.
They don't need you here in Iowa.
Yeah. I mean, look, the thing again, I will reiterate this: there are people in my life who are gay that I love more than anything.
Yes.
Love them, and it has nothing to do with that. I'll tell you what, I don't want any sexualization. I don't want them. I don't really want them doing the Kumasatra in the schools either. I don't want anything that has to do with it. And you know what? It should be handled at the home, at the kitchen table, not at the math table. You know, do
at
math
an appropriate age.
Yeah. Right. And you know, and look, and you know, everybody is different. Look, we have a mixed religious background society here. Some people are Christians, some are Muslims, some are Jewish, some are Hindu, whatever it is. So leave that to the parents. Teach them what you're supposed to teach them. But you know what? What we have is a grooming farm right now. They're trying to groom these kids. The state is trying to take over. You look at what they do in these blue states, and why I'm exiting here eventually. But I don't like running away from a fight though. I just love fighting every day with these people. I
do too.
I don't want to run away from a fight. I want to just sit there and dog it out. So, but we have a situation where they're grooming these children and they're trying to make the state be the parent.
Yes, 100%. And I say to them, we don't co-parent with the government, and we won't. And I won't. You know, we started the Mama Bear movement where parents are standing up at school board meetings and all that stuff. You know what? And when Biden sat there and called us domestic terrorists, I wear that proudly because I will be proud to be a domestic terrorist if that means I will protect my children at all costs, because that's what it is. You know, and I mean, I just got slammed because I turned somebody in because their child was getting sexually abused by another sibling. You know what they did? They protected that child. Not in the sense of that they're taking away the child from the predator, but they protected the predator. And that's what they do. And then they go after people like me. And it's just like, you know what? The truth will come out. And it always has, and it always will. But it's just sad because that little girl has to suffer until somebody pulls their head out of their butt and helps her.
Yep.
And it's sad because, like, you know what? Say what you will, but like I said, the truth always prevails. And it will, you know, and I know why the states don't go after predators, because predators don't sue.
They're in on it.
They're
all in on it.
Oh, let me tell you something. You can't sue. Also, I'm going to tell you this because there was a situation where they had DIFUS visit my house because they didn't like the stuff I was saying. Oh yeah, I heard from numerous sources that I was being targeted. So they sent DIFUS over here, and you know, they couldn't find anything, and the people from DIFUS actually apologized. Said, "Hey, listen," I'm like, whatever. And then I went and I blasted the principal. I blasted, and they lied and lied and lied and lied. And then I wound up. I met with the superintendent, and I walked in. My first words out of my mouth: "Listen, you tell me if I'm right or wrong." I go, "Talk to me like a man. I'm standing here in front of you." And he goes, "You were right." I go, "Okay, now we can talk." Now, but I pulled my daughter out of the public school. She's going to Catholic school.
Yeah, that's what my kids are too. But I pulled them out last year. We started homeschooling at first, and kudos to every parent that can do
I
that,
know.
because bless
God
you.
bless you.
Because I can't. I tried, and I think it would have been easier if my kids were started out at a younger age and
Yeah.
grew up that way. But they were 5th grade and 2nd grade this year, so it was rough. But we were blessed to be able to put them in a private Christian school. So they went to St. Luke's this year, and I love it. I mean, the kids love it there. They teach them about the Bible. They teach them about Jesus. And why can't the public schools do the same? You know, we can have satanic rituals in our schools, but we can't have God. There's something wrong here, people. Wake up.
Yeah. Well, and look, and I'm fine. If they want to keep God out, then fine, do it, but keep everything out.
Right.
And
Don't bring
I don't,
politics into it. Don't
Yep.
bring your sexualities into it.
Nope.
I mean, we even had a fight here in Ankeny to make sure that they did not put kitty litter boxes in our
Oh.
schools for the kids that thought they were
furries,
an animal.
furries. Yeah, don't get me started on that thing.
Yes,
We
the
have one in
furries.
our middle school,
Oh,
and
yeah.
this girl will sit in gym class and gnaw on her feet. Tell me that's not disruptive.
Like here, if you wear the wrong clothes, there, it's disruptive. You can't wear it, but yet you can have a kid with cat ears and a tail trying to lick themselves in the middle of the class or peeing in a litter box in the nurse's office, and that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and, you know what? And I'll tell you, I'm going to go back to these therapists, because these therapists are saying that, oh, this is okay to do.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
let them live this out. They have to explore stuff. Now, if you fight them, then the state walks in and says, "Oh, you're abusing your child." So,
Right.
Yeah. This is why we got to keep fighting. Keep fighting.
We do.
I'm never shutting my mouth. And you know what? I'm not hard to find. You know, come and try to shut my mouth. You know, we'll go. So
that's what I said. I mean, they've come after me hardcore. I mean, I've been arrested twice since I've been speaking out because Ankeny wants me to shut up. Ankeny does not want me to expose what I know about this place to everybody. And you know what, Ankeny? I have nothing to lose. Nothing at all. So if anybody wants to get a hold of me and talk, my number is 712-369-0939. Happy to talk to anybody, because I have nothing to hide and I have nothing to lose, but our children have their whole future to lose.
You know darn well that not one of those people will call you.
Oh, heck no.
No.
They never.
I mean, I've been putting my number out for the last 2.5, 3 years, and they don't call me. I mean, if you call me on a blocked number, I ain't answering it. Call me on an unblocked number, I'll talk to you.
Yeah, of course. Because you know what? They're cowards. They're cowards. They'll go under different names. They'll try to, you know, if you want to try to cancel me, go ahead. I'm here. Cancel me. See, let's go. You know, and what the thing is, the more of us have to do this, and more people are. More people are. You know, I've been up screaming about this stuff since 2020. And
look what Bud Light and Target has done. They have just opened huge demographics of people's eyes. More people for the movement. And it's amazing to watch their stock numbers.
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's and you know,
it feels like Bud Light is.
You want to see the funny thing about Bud Light and Dylan Mulvaney? Okay.
Oh gosh.
Okay. This guy doing woman face, right? He's an actor. This is all him.
Yes.
He's making tons of money, while everyone's fighting, right, left, center, whoever, everybody's fighting about him, right? And he's making a ton of money to the bank, and he's at the center of the biggest marketing flub ever. The biggest one. And he's laughing about it.
Yep.
Making money. Now he's even saying that he wants to get married and have a kid, and he told his dad he likes girls.
Yeah, he's straight. He's been straight the whole time. But people are too blind to see that. They don't care.
Well, yeah, they're so silly with their little virtue signaling, right? And he wants to be a woman. Well, first of all, I know a lot of women are pretty well accomplished, right? And I don't see him skipping around acting like a prepubescent girl that knows less than nothing. And he's either an actor or living out a fantasy of some sort, and everyone's falling all over him like, you know, he's the second coming of Christ. It's ludicrous. And you know what? They get what they deserve. Just same thing with the BLM. That's a whole nother podcast.
They don't need it. And like I was saying to Michelle earlier today, like they don't need a whole freaking month of pride. Like they just don't. Like I can't.
Naked in the
Okay,
street.
okay. Wait. People who died for our country get 1 day.
Yeah, one.
We literally just said that.
One day.
1 day. 1 day. And listen, again, I have nothing against anyone.
Yep.
I really don't. I truly, absolutely, 1000% love people that have that proclivity, because I believe that certain people are born like that, and that's that. But the thing is, it's what's to be proud of? It's not an accomplishment.
Right.
There's
Wow,
nothing
yeah.
that was accomplished. You're supposed to be proud of something that you accomplished something. You did something, not because you can talk about your sexuality. I don't care about your sexuality as long as it doesn't involve a child and
Right.
it's with somebody that you're doing with someone of their own volition, their own will. I don't care what you do. I don't need to know. It's none of my business. It's really funny how we have to hide religion now and boast about our sexuality. That's why I wear this out.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Maybe
we got to hide our religion and boast about our deviance.
I
That
got a
is
shirt the other
devil.
day,
I'm
and
sorry?
it says "Promise, not pride" with a rainbow. And I wore that thing out all day long.
That was great.
And I was just like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
And the thing is like we made shirts that said straight pride on it. Like
Yeah.
if they want to be prideful of your sexuality, honey, I'm straight. Here we
Yeah,
go. Straight
yeah.
pride, baby. Straight
I'll
pride.
open my door with my coffee, like straight pride. Like if that's the game we gotta play. But then there's children that are in the neighborhood. So that's why the conservatives don't do that.
Right, because we have a thing, it's called
our
class.
home.
We have
Yep.
class, we have tact, and we care about the
Yeah,
children.
morals.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
Class,
I know
tact, morals.
I just want to say something quick. If people want to get involved and really make a difference, the easiest thing you can do is go to your school board meetings.
Yep.
And even if you don't have kids in school, you have every right as a taxpayer to go to these as the person that has kids in school. And if you go and you don't want to speak, that's okay. Just be a watchful eye and a listening ear. If you hear, say something, or hear or see something that you don't like, speak up. Or if you see somebody talking and you agree with them, clap for them. Even if they tell you not to do that, do it, because you know what? That shows unity. And we always say dress alike. When you go to these things, dress alike. We wear our Freedom Over Fear shirts. You can get them at iowamamabears.com. I mean, you
With
can
the little bear.
with the little logo, but it shows unity.
And I'm gonna put all these links in the when I send this out, the social media and everything.
And then if you go to our website again, that's www.iowamamabears.com. We also have a blueprint on how to get change in your area. You know, local action does have national impact. We not only got laws passed this past couple of years, we also overturned our school board and our city. Ankeny was a very liberal city until last year when we got 3 seats. We got a mayor seat turned over, 2 city councils, and 3 of the school board chairs all turned over. So Ankeny turned red last November, and it's because of people speaking out. You know, not everybody knows what's going on because not everybody's in the political route.
Yeah, they're all in their own little worlds, which is all by design.
And so if you can bring light to the darkness, that's all it takes, people.
You just talk to one person, one new person a day. So they talk to one neighbor and then talk to somebody the next day at the grocery store. Just try to talk and communicate with one new person every day. If you don't feel comfortable going to school board meetings or whatever, just
and city council meetings. Go to
and be prepared for one thing, because there's some people that are just brainwashed, and there's only one thing more difficult than brainwashing someone: convincing them that they've been brainwashed.
Exactly.
And some of these people are just so inundated, you know, that you just have to walk away and not waste your breath. But talk to the people who are in the middle. Talk to the people who are independent thinking. And, you know, they're, like you said, a lot of them are just too busy, you know, and they're just too tied up with their lives, getting a kid to soccer, you know, getting to the gym, you know, paying bills, working, you know, things like that. So, you know, but you have to get that out to them and say, hey, listen, you know what, this is important. And, you know, if they can go to those school board meetings, they can, you know, share things on social media, you know, but showing up, there's nothing like showing up.
Right.
Yep, that's
Yep.
right. I mean,
Nothing like
that's the
showing.
best thing you can do is show up, speak up, be that voice, because like they say, the squeaky wheel gets the oil, and it sure does. And I don't have a problem being an in your face kind of person, because that's just the way I am. I don't like to hide behind keyboards. Somebody wants to bash me, come to my face, say it
Yeah.
to my face. It's funny because every time I say that, nobody shows up. They back down, they cower down. Even our school board members do it. Go to your city councilman meetings, go right to your legislators. That's huge. Right to your legislators. All the legislators' emails, contact stuff should be on your state website, and start emailing them, because that makes a difference. It does. I mean, it might not seem like it, but it sure does.
And the thing is, look, you don't have to do it every day. Do it once a week.
Yep.
Right.
Okay?
Take 5 minutes.
Take a half hour once a week, 10 minutes, whatever it is. But ladies, I will tell you, this was an awesome time. I can't wait to get this out. It'll be either be out tonight or tomorrow morning. And I look forward to definitely doing another session with you.
Absolutely.
Well, Kim, Michelle, thank you very much. And thank you, audience, for listening. This is Master Phil signing off. Strength and honor.